Hey everyone, this is Péter Závada from Budapest, Hungary, and I would like to thank you for the amazing opportunity to be able to take part in the international reading of the 2020 European Poetry Festival. So thank you, Stephen J. Fowler. I'm going to read some of my poems in English, and I hope that you guys will enjoy them. The first one is entitled The Forgiveness of Sins. The noise of the cleaning machines is like that of the men in the confessional come by bus from town. What if they stopped talking one after the other? Eventually, they would make a chorus of silence. There's a few split seconds of delay between my right eye blinking and my left. That makes for interference. And with time, the piers of the bridges in my mouth loosen. The apsis closes over me like the shell of a husk. My doubt is the axis around which this temple revolves. That which I have never confessed piles up inside me, nearing but never reaching the point of being said. Hey everyone, so this is the online reading of the 2020 European Poetry Festival, and my second poem's title is The Visit. These words too we have now threshed, the treasured fiber suite of thought, and what was left at the end of that rotted anyway, as it does every winter. You can feel the warmth of the stables come summer kitchen in your bones, but who knows who's cooking here? The soup is cold, and you were far too liberal with the salt and the tallow. The leaves of the trees have gone black, ruined teeth in the snowstorm's mouth. And the branches of our disquiet are too thick and dark to let anything we could call consolation shine through them. Hey everyone, so this is the online reading of the 2020 European Poetry Festival. And I'm Péter Závada from Budapest, Hungary, and I'm going to read you guys my poem entitled Costa Calma. Running into the main chance, but stopping short, your stiffness hesitantly toying as the markers, overripe premises, and the contours of the tidal bulges dissolve. What makes shrubs good also makes them bad. They block the talk of what goes on behind. The balcony and its garish parasol are proofs of a boast drifted onto the tip of the tongue. To the left, a bin. Some plastic bottles carefully chucked down beside it. But the moral of this day is still that global capitalism has not overcome the class struggle, merely turned it into a climate emergency. When the ends of the screaming curl, like a bit of ribbon someone's run the blade of their scissors over. When the plane becomes a solid body, the way time passes over a cube. Hey, this is the online reading of the 2020 European Poetry Festival. I'm Péter Závada from Budapest, Hungary, and I'm going to read you my poem entitled Porta Cabins. The routine of Porta Cabins, metal fences, has dissolved into the disinfectant white of waiting rooms, contoured reception desks, hospital green sofas. What before filled me with satisfaction has now birthed a siege of discomforts, and habit has been replaced by a sort of determined stubbornness, though as plans go I would hardly call it daring. It was clear, if I carelessly give way to what by its very nature crops up as temptation, then a single rash decision can bring with it a whole caravan of consequences. In the interests of the goal, only a resilient background could ensure the ideal circumstances. I was hard-headed at long last determined. I knew that if I grabbed the door handle, like the butt of a pistol, and pushed down, the room would explode into the darkness. I step out and immediately start gaining mass, drawn towards the geometric center of the forest. Memorable cracks radiating out, branch still, the nakedness of noise. Only I can be the hero of my poem, and this upside-down glass on the chipboard table furrowed alienness, or the layer of dust on the tomato, the brownish, overripe spots of the peach as they spread out in rings like salt marks, the bright green burgeoning mold. Caring is what I do every day, and that has nothing to do with exhaustion. But the wood still remains stubborn even as it readies to my hand. Through the spade, I see the ore, the cathedral, the quarry, and there's a wound on the site of all creation. I'm full up with the city. I long to be back in a purer surfeit, where the wood is a kindly wastefulness, and rambling is time frittered without guilt. But instead, an end of summer feast, and orchids, a starry carpet of fluorescent plankton on the front of the laser-wrapped basilica, and product samples in magazines, smart carbon alloys. But what is most convincing in its purposiveness are the geraniums and gentian, as history like a Baroque allegory sprouting out of the ruins. The slow decay of the copse is a chance that I pass up, but it isn't only mine. What I mark out in space, a swollen knot, my associations accrete. The heart of memory suddenly collapses. The valley coils up around me. Look, the marshaled markers of spring, the obedient, expanding circles of the wind, in the middle, a smaller central part surrounded by flowers. Their smoothness stretched tight upon them, their roughness pricking stubbornly out. The communicating vessels of the stalks, the truth of the petals taking the place of the bud. Now.